All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Shalom to you sincere Akim out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, Adawan Ratazah, this will be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go into Rakah Kwadash. And it shouldn't be long. I really just wanted to spotlight this video here. I'll leave the link for this video in the description. I'm not going to go in detail too much what it's about. You go watch it for yourself. It's a lot that was being said, and I want you to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, as they say, okay? And as you can see, it's entitled, "This is my last video. I will be already gone when you get this message." And the thumbnail says, "The Lord told me we have between right now and 90 days. And basically, long story short, it's been heavy on his spirit. He said, Yahweh, well, he didn't say Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Of course, he's talking about Christ, but whatever, right? Basically, the Rakah Kwadash has been supping with him, has been showing him things. He's been in denial for the longest, trying to ignore it. But what does the scripture say? That Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai confirms his word with signs following. So he had 3 signs that basically affirmed that what he was receiving was a message, because he even thought in the beginning it might have been a demon trying to mess with his mind. But he was pretty spooked, man. And I believe him. I believe he seems sincere. He doesn't seem like he's lying. It was kind of reminiscent of Leave the World Behind. You know. Anyway, go watch. I'll leave the link in the description. You can probably pause this video, come back to it so you can have a better understanding where I'm going with this. But this is the inspiration for the video, man. I'm not, again, I want you to watch the video for yourself. I'm not going to expound too much on it. But I believe him. I believe him 144,000%. As I'm listening to his account, the Leave the World Behind was just kept coming back to my memory, you know. And basically, long story short, he's the black guy in Leave the World Behind. He got inside information, okay, about what's about to go down, okay. And I believe him. And we know what do they say? Life is stranger than fiction, you know. I believe him. He also referenced a movie. I've never heard of it, but I'm going to go check it out. He mentioned American Refugee. He said you got to watch the first 2-3 minutes of the movie. It showed what happened in the beginning of World War III, how everything collapsed. Soon as the World War III officially popped off, he showed how, basically he says in the movie, it shows you how the stock market crashed. Everybody went crazy, which isn't far-fetched. And even you can go to the comments, you can see his story is not far-fetched. It's highly believable, especially in the times that we're living in. And I believe him. Okay? So again, I'm not going to make it long. I'll definitely leave the link for that in the description, and you could do with it what you want to do with it. You could believe him or you cannot believe him. I believe him. I believe we living in prophetic times. Matter of fact, I'll start with Joel. Joel chapter 2, verse 28. And we're broken records, man. You know, you ain't got to do no long video, man. Straight to the point, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem, through the Spirit, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is about to shut this shit down, man. The doors of mercy are about to slam shut, because a lot of you are, I'll come back to this. A lot of you, this word has been in my mind a lot. A lot of you are apathetic, have apathy. You lack interest or enthusiasm or concern. You've heard this gospel. You've heard, you people don't care, man. You're apathetic, man. Because you really don't believe. That's what it boils down to. You really don't believe what's about to happen. You're in denial. The prophecies are screaming, the writing is on the wall, but you can't. gross darkness to people. You think all things are going to keep continuing on as they have been continuing on. But we know the scriptures say the day of the Lord is going to come as a thief in the night. We know that's talking about his return, but even Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, all hell breaking loose. We've been warning you. We've been telling you, Isaiah 19, there's going to be no work for Egypt. Going into 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra, which I'm going to pull out key points, 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, Jeremiah 30 and 7. We've been warning you over and over about Jacob's trouble. Daniel 12 and 1, a time like never before. Isaiah 4 and 1. We're broken records, man, to the point as Elder Apostle Tahar says, ad nauseum. You've heard this message so much, you could care less. You just cast it behind you. But that's going to be to your own detriment. You know? That you're going to wish you took heed. You're going to wish you listened. Because we are definitely in these times, man. You know? And I've been saying it, 'tis the season of judgment. Joel 2 and 28. And it shall come to pass, we're in these times, man. We've been in these times. Okay? Joel 2 and 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, all nations, men and women, children. You know? A lot of people have been having visions, dreams, and they're terrifying. A lot of people are scared to, document it and speak on things. But I believe a lot of people have been having visions and dreams and nightmares, and they've been discarding it. These are all signs. These are all warnings, you know, but you're apathetic. You could care less. You cast it behind you, just as you cast this word behind you. But again, that's going to be to your own detriment. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai said, whether they hear or forbear, he that have eyes to see and ears to hear, let them hear. This ain't for everybody, man. This is only for the remnant, the elect, and it's a small number, you know? And that's all we're concerned with, because we know this word doesn't go out void. When one sinner repents, the angels in heaven rejoice. That's all we care about, man. We're working out our own salvation with fear and trembling, because we know what's about to happen. You may not know, but we know. And knowing the terrors of the Lord, we persuade men. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And that's what he said. The Rakah Kodash was on him. Heavy. You know, heavy. And then Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai confirmed the word with signs following. I'll give up a little bit of it. He said he was part of two groups, you know, and they're basically doomsday preppers. And basically both groups done bugged out. They done went to the mountains. Okay? And then the third sign was he deals with a moving company, and he came across another military man, and confirmed it even more. Okay? So he's terrified. You can see he's scared. He's trying to play it off, but you can tell he's not lying, man. You know? What does he have to gain? You know? So it says, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. The word prophesy means to say something before it happens. Okay? It says, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And I believe that's what happened to him. I'm not gonna make it long again. There's couple precepts was in my mind. Proverbs 20. Again, the main thing. Go watch the video for yourself, and you be the judge. Whether you think he's a paid actor, whether you think he's bugged out, you know, I don't believe he's bugged out. And I've been watching like these preppers. I forget the New York prepper, the B-7 bombers. The prophecies are screaming. All these economic preppers, Canadian prepper. We in a technological age, man, where you can't just hide things like you used to. We ain't back in World War I, World War II. Everything technology, people are watching. People are aware of the prophecies. certain prophecies people are privy to. People are watching. They're watching the flight patterns. They're watching the radar. They're watching things. Not to mention you got insiders, that are spilling the beans, and this shit is real, and it's hard to how can you not how can you just bury it if you got intel, or it's going to be hard for you to mask the truth. And we already know that the elites been left. They've been left. So the ones that are really becoming privy to what's about to happen are the lesser luminaries, man. And it's really a need to know, Again, like I did the video, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Sleazy E ain't really going to tell you, man. Especially he ain't going to tell you Jakes, man. Hey, man, it's shit about to, through the spirit, shit about to get real. You can feel it. 'Tis the season of judgment. All hell is about to break loose. And that would be the perfect thing to usher in this charagma. World War III actually pop off, they attack Iran or whatever, and all hell break loose, man. That could justify martial law as he was going into. Everybody, that could justify, because the economy, there's no saving the economy, man. There's nothing they could do. I always mention the can. They've been kicking the can down the road. They're out of road. So you can see something is about to happen. The banks, and that's what he said. I got to go check that movie out. What did I say it was called? I never even heard of it. American Refugee. He said everything collapsed. As soon as World War III popped off, it was official, breaking news, whatever. The banks collapsed. Everything collapsed. People, overnight, in the blink of an eye, it's not far-fetched. And these people there's going to be a crying for wine in the streets. They're going to be looking for answers. At first, they're going to be scared. They're not going to know what to do. But then that scare, that energy is going to dissipate, and they're going to become angry and violent. There's going to be sedition in the streets. We are broken records, man. There's going to be looting, shooting, martial law. People are going to bug the fuck out, man. Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. That's what he's doing. Allegedly, anybody that's in the know, they're hiding themselves right now. They're withdrawing themselves. They're going to the mountains. But what's that, 2nd Ezra? A lot of you that's going to the mountains, you're going up to the mountains to die. You're going to starve. You ain't going to escape this. Nobody can escape this judgment. The only ones that are going to escape this judgment are the elect. Adawan Ratazah, we be of that number, that the Wa will be around us. That spiritual mark, exempt from judgment. Hey, we ain't got to do all this prepping and all this shit. We've been prepping spiritually. And as it is written, the just shall live by faith. We walk by faith, not by sight. A lot of you don't really believe, you're carnal. So you're going to do carnal things, man. Okay? But anyway, the point of the matter is, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. A lot of you not going to take heed. You're not taking heed. You ain't been taking heed. The warning's been going up. Okay? You ain't taking heed. But it is what it is. Through the spirit, I believe the doors of mercy about to slam shut. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to withdraw his men, and all hell is about to break loose. Let me see. Do I want to start up? Straight to the point. Amos 5:13. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. We're coming up into evil times, man. Perilous times, bad times, horrific times. Your worst nightmare. And guess what? We ain't going to be warning you no more. We ain't going to have a goddamn thing to say to you. We going to tell you, go to the ones, you're going to be looking for oil. We going to tell you, go to them that buy and sell. 2nd Ezra 16, and I start at 37. The main point is in 40. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And we know that child represents the kingdom being ushered in. Okay? But again, before the baby comes, you have contractions. We've been having contractions. We've been having Braxton Hickses, false contractions. Okay? But the water's about to truly break, and the real contractions are about to start. The real pains, the real plagues. And once the water breaks, that's it. Ain't no stopping the baby. And it says, through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And you just had another earthquake in Myanmar, if I'm not mistaken, over there in Thailand, 7.7. A whole fucking building collapsed. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but in the Caribbean, the last couple weeks, they've been having non-stop earthquakes, man. Non-stop earthquakes in the Caribbean. But these are all signs of the times. Earthquakes in diverse places, uproars of the people. The prophecies are screaming, man. But majority of you are apathetic. You could care less. But that's going to be to your own detriment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. This is the main point, Salakia. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And you can keep reading, but that's the point. When all hell break loose, guess what? We're going to be as pilgrims upon the earth. Our mouth is going to be shut. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai said he's going to cause our mouth, our tongues to cleave to the roof of our mouth. Because it's an evil time. You're not going to know who to trust. Hey, we're going to be public enemy number one in these times, man. Don't be surprised they blame the men of the Lord for everything, man. Okay? Don't be surprised if there's bounties on your head. If your neighbors, your loved ones, your co-workers, I think he's one of them Hebrew Israelites. Them black Hebrew Israelites. It's his fault. It's their fault. Don't be surprised if there's again, bounties, rewards on your head. Okay? So knowing these things, we're going to keep silent. We're going to be like Boo Boo the Fool. I don't know. What's the name? I don't know. What you talking about? We're going to have that Peter spirit. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? So, Locke, you got to have fun with this. But all jokes aside, it's going to be horrific times. He even mentioned about how he had multiple dreams about not getting out. And it being checkpoints, martial law. Okay? You see? And that's not far-fetched. During the Crown Vicky 1-9er, you had a checkpoint right here in Florida between the Florida-Georgia border. You couldn't cross over. It was checkpoints, man. So this is not far-fetched, man. Okay? This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 6. I got to start at 14 again. We broken records. 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. The main point I want is 17. It says, woe, destruction, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Many miseries. 2nd Ezra 8 and 50. Many miseries are coming onto you because you've been walking on in great pride. Your foolish pride has blinded you. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's somewhere in the Apocrypha, I can't remember. One realm against another. That's 2nd Ezra 19. Kingdom against, brother against brother. The Egyptian shall fight against the Egyptians. There's about to be class wars, race wars, domestic violence, broken records. All hell is about to break loose. And it can happen overnight in the blink of an eye. No gas, no water, no food, no work. You people are going to lose your fucking minds, man. The love of many is already waxing cold. How much more so when society completely collapses? You people are already faithless and perverse. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. It's near. Each day that passes is a day closer to this. Yahushua Hamashiach said, one jot nor one tittle shall pass from the law till all be fulfilled. If this doesn't happen, that would make Yahweh Bashem Yahushua a liar. And we know he's not a man that he should lie. It's going to happen, man. In your lifetime. In our lifetime. Sooner than later. Tick-tock. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And you best believe they attack Iran, it's on. It's on and popping. If they do what they're talking about doing, again, if you've been paying attention with the B-7 stealth bombers, the fuck you need B-7 stealth bombers to fight against the Houthis for? That don't make no goddamn sense. And they've been talking about attacking Iran. They're talking about attacking Iran's nuclear facilities, man. And then you know Iran has allies. China's coming. China's gonna tap in. Russia's gonna tap in. North Korea's gonna tap in. You know the prophecies about the Medes. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is gonna put an evil thought in their minds, man, to go up to the land of unwalled villages, and they're not gonna regard silver nor gold. Again, the signs are screaming, the prophecies are screaming. Gold is at over $3,000. You know? We in them times, man. We in them times. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. It's the main point I wanted, because he mentioned it. He kept dreaming that he didn't get out in time. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Martial law. Checkpoints. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Jacob's trouble. Daniel 12:1, a time like never before. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's why Isaiah 4:1 going to come into play. If men are afraid, how much more so you women? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. The modern day sword is the gun. The ultimate sword is a missile. But right here it's talking about guns and actual swords, machetes, knives. It's going to be survival of the fittest. Just like you have doomsday preppers, you have doomsday wolves. Look that up, doomsday wolves. A man shall have no pity. We are really in that time. The love of many been waxing cold. How much more so when society completely collapses? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, lack of food, victuals, water, and actual bread, money. Money's going to be worthless, man. Your dollar's going to be worthless in them times, man. Silver, you think your silver, your gold is going to save you? They're going to just kill you and take it, man. And for great tribulation. Again, the time of Jacob's trouble. That's the point. Let's see. Again, and you people hear these warnings go out over and over, but you're apathetic. You lack interest. You could care less. You lack enthusiasm or concern. But that's going to be to your own detriment. Because a lot of you just want to be fucking entertained. You'll watch Leave the World Behind, but you'll never lay it to heart. You know? Oh, it's just a movie. It's your conspiracy nuts. Again, got to check out American Refugee. I'm going to go see if I can find it. Okay? He mentioned that. A couple more and I'll close out. Again, here's the video. Oh, it's already gone. It's Satan. Again, I'll leave the link in the description. Close out here. Because we're going to be good, man. We're going to be good. Per Psalms, I forget, but it says, no evil, no plague, no pestilence shall come nigh our dwelling. Because roughly paraphrasing, we've made Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai our refugee, our habitation. We've been trusting in that rock. We've been laying up spiritual, we've been storing up our treasures in heaven. Okay, we've been making our body a living sacrifice. We've been repenting to the best of our ability. We've been seeking the Lord. We've been pleading, giving supplication. And our cries have not fallen upon deaf ears. We're not dealing with a wicked power. Our power is just and righteous and perfect, And the elect, the remnant, Adawan Ratazah, we be of that number. We're going to be good in them days, man. We're going to be good in them times. We're going to have abundance. We're going to be merry-hearted. Only with thine eyes will thy see the reward of the wicked. We got to be alive, man. There be some men standing here that shall not taste of death until they see Yahweh Shai HaMashiach return, roughly paraphrasing. We're going to verily, verily, so that a man can say there's truly a reward for the righteous. It don't seem like there's a reward for the righteous. It seems like the wicked is ruling and winning. But what does the scripture say? Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Oh, that they were wise to consider their latter end. These people aren't considering their latter end. They're not laying up to heart what's about to truly happen. But, hey, and then when all hell break loose, then shall be known who are my chosen. Then shall be known a prophet have been amongst you. You people going to be scrambling. You're going to be looking for the men of the Lord. And a lot of you ain't going to find this. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Adawan, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Lord of hosts, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. I always mention a famine. A famine is coming in a big way. That's an oldie but goodie. That's a classic plague Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai loves to unleash upon the people. And it's going to happen. Cannibalism coming back in a big way. A lot of you that are going up, fleeing into the mountains, you in for a rude awakening. You ain't escaping this judgment. Least that the war is upon you. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Adawan Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Lord of hosts, behold, my servant shall eat, some way, shape, or form. We don't know how, but that's our faith. He's done it in the past. He's going to do it again. No new thing under the sun. It's a light thing. That's a light thing, man. That's light work. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai going to show out for his elect in these times, man. He can't wait. It's going to be evident who Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is with and who he's not. It says, not to mention, some of us going to get that spiritual power. When the enemy shall come in as a flood, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai shall lift up that standard. We entering into beautiful times, man. Yapah times for the remnant, the elect. Horrific times for the rest of you. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. It mentions, I think that's Ezra, when them that flee into the mountains, basically you're going to drink your blood. Because it's going to be no water, you're going to be thirsty, you're going to drink blood. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Why are you going to be ashamed? Because you didn't take heed. These words, these epistles, they're going to prick you. They're going to prick you. You're going to wish, you're going to kick yourself. Why didn't I listen? Why didn't I take heed? And how can I close out without touching on the Charagma, the RFID CHIP, because we know all roads lead to the Charagma. This the end all be all. All this chaos, all this that's about to happen on the earth, it's really to usher in this RFID CHIP. That's going to be the end all be all. That's going to be the fix, the solution to restore order. We're going to be able to track everybody. We're going to be able to monitor everybody. This is going to bring order back to society. Again, it's a new world order, right? This Charagma, you take this Charagma, you're going to be all right. Yeah, but what does it say per Revelation 14:19? You take that Charagma, that's your ass. You will eat a missile sandwich. Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And that's why we're given diligence to make our calling and election sure, because it's going to take divine intervention to make it in the times that we're coming into. You know? Anyway, I don't want to this was edifying, exhorting, and comforting to the elect. Keep watching, keep praying, keep fighting, keep pushing. We're close. Shalom. Wa abad babal. Kwam Nesharala.